Good morning, everyone. In this video, we are going to see class 11, chapter number 14, respiration in plants. I hope you are all aware of the new syllabus. Let us start with the chapter. First of all, what is respiration? All living organisms require a continuous supply of energy for their survival. हम सबको एनर्जी की जरूरत होती है हमारे सर्वाइवल के लिए. एनर्जी हमारे बहुत सारे फंक्शंस करती है जैसे कि न्यूट्रिशन का अपटेक करना, एब्जॉर्प्शन, ग्रोथ, डेवलपमेंट, मूवमेंट, रिप्रोडक्शन and even breathing. About 50% of energy produced by the cell is utilized by these cellular activities, and rest is changed into heat and lost into the environment. In this chapter, we are going to deal with how does energy is producing through biological process, which is called as cellular respiration. Let us start. We eat food in order to obtain energy. The food we eat is in the form of macromolecules. Is oxidized to fulfill the energy requirement of our body for carrying out all the basic life process as we have discussed before. As we have already studied in the last chapter that only green plant is capable of preparing their food. उनका भी ये नहीं, दूसरों के लिए भी by the process of photosynthesis. ये जो प्लांट होते हैं ये लाइट एनर्जी को केमिकल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करते हैं और जो फूड है वो स्टोर हो जाता है in the form of glucose, sucrose, starch, etc. But all the cells, tissues and organ in the plant do not perform the function of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place only in the part of the plant where chloroplast is present. Animal, on the other hand, are heterotrophic in nature. That is, they neither obtain their food directly from the plant or indirectly depend on the herbivores for their food. Saprophytes are depend on dead and decaying matter for their food. Thus, it can be concluded that all the food that is required for life process ultimately comes from photosynthesis. So, photosynthesis is the biggest life process of biological world. But cellular respiration is also important. Cellular respiration is the process of taking off carbon-carbon bond of complex compounds through oxidation within the cell, leading to the release of considerable amount of energy in the form of ATP. It takes that is breakdown of this substance takes place inside the cytoplasm and the mitochondria of living cell. Plant cell also carry out cellular respiration to get energy. Let us study respiratory substrate. What is it? What is respiratory substrate? The compound that are oxidized during the process of respiration, that means that which are break down during the process of respiration are called as respiratory substrate. Carbohydrates are used as major respiratory substrate by most of the organisms to get energy, but under some condition in some organisms, protein, fat, organic acid are also used as a respiratory substrate. Now let us see how do plants and animals breathe. Exchange of gases takes place in exchange of gases. For the process of respiration, plant takes O2 and release CO2. Plant have stomata and lenticles for gases exchange instead of biological organs that are present in animals for the exchange of gas. Following are the reasons which show how plants can get along with respiratory organs. Every part of the plant has the ability to take care of its own needs of gases, and also very little transport of gases occurs from one part of the plant to another. It is only during the process of photosynthesis that the large volume of gases are exchanged, and each leaf of the plant has ability to take care of its own needs during this period. Thus, when cell photosynthesize, availability of oxygen is not a problem in the cell due to the continuous release of O2 that takes place within the cell. Gases may easily diffuse in large bulky plants as distance for the diffusion is not so great because living cells in the plant are located quite close to the surface of the plant. In case of stem, which are thick and woody in nature, the organization of living cell is in the form of thin layer, which are found inside and beneath the bark. Like leaves, which have stomata for the exchange, gases exchange, the stem has opening called lenticels. Internal cells are dead and provide only mechanical support to the plant. Now let us see what are the types of respiration. There are two types of respiration, that is aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic respiration means where oxygen is required for complete oxidation of organic food into carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Whereas anaerobic respiration, where oxygen is not required, is called as anaerobic respiration. Now let us start with glycolysis. Cellular respiration occurs in all the living cells and proceeds with the help of enzyme. The first step in respiration is called glycolysis. पहली जो स्टेप होती है जिसमें ग्लूकोज ब्रेकडाउन होता है पायरुविक एसिड में, वो स्टेप को ग्लाइकोलिसिस कहते हैं. जिसके बाद पायरुविक एसिड जो है वो नई साइकिल में एंटर होता है एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन में, तो उसे क्रैब्स साइकिल, और फर्मेंटेशन में जाता है तो एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन कहते हैं. तो हमें पहले ग्लाइकोलिसिस देखना है, यानी ग्लूकोज जब किसमें ब्रेक हो रहा है, पायरुविक एसिड में. ये एक स्टेप वाइज प्रोसेस है जहाँ पे ग्लूकोज 6 मॉलिक्यूल्स वाला ग्लूकोज पायरुविक एसिड जिसमें 3 कार्बन होते हैं उसमें क्या होता है, ब्रेकडाउन होता है. Glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm. During the process of glucose get partially oxidized in plant, this glucose is derived from sucrose or from storage carbohydrate. During the course of this process in the plant, this sucrose is first converted into glucose and fructose by the action of invertase enzyme. After this, two monosaccharides enter the glycolytic pathway. You can see in the diagram. यहाँ पे ग्लूकोज का ब्रेकडाउन होते जा रहा है. It involves the following step. First is phosphorylation of glucose occurs under the action of enzyme hexokinase and magnesium that give rise to glucose 6 phosphate by the utilization of ATP. इसमें ग्लूकोज पहले ब्रेकडाउन होता है, ऑक्सीडाइज होता है ग्लूकोज 6 फॉस्फेट में और एनर्जी लगती है, तो एटीपी किसमें कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, एडीपी. इसी प्रोसेस को फॉस्फोराइलेशन कहते हैं. नेक्स्ट है आइसोमराइजेशन of the phosphorylated glucose 6 phosphate takes place to the form of fructose 6 phosphate with the help of enzyme phosphohexose isomerase. This fructose 6 phosphate is again phosphorylated by ATP in order to form fructose 1,6 biphosphate in the presence of enzyme phosphofructokinase and magnesium. The step of phosphorylation of glucose to fructose 1,6 biphosphate activates the sugar, thus preventing it from getting out of the cell. Splitting of fructose 1,6 biphosphate takes place into two triose phosphate molecules, that is dihydroxyacetone 3-phosphate and 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. This reaction is catalyzed by enzyme aldolase. Then the fifth step is each molecule of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde removes two redox equivalent in the form of hydrogen atom and transfer them to the molecule of NAD, and NAD converts into NADPH and accept the inorganic phosphate from phosphoric acid. This reaction in turn leads to the conversion of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde to 1,3-biphosphoglycerate, and this process is reversible. 1,3-biphosphoglycerate, you can see in the diagram, is converted to 3-phosphoglycerate with the formation of ATP. This reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase. Here enzymes names are very important. Next step is 3-phosphoglycerate is subsequently isomerized to 2-phosphoglycerate, catalyzed by enzyme phosphoglycerol mutase. Next step, in the presence of enzyme and magnesium, with the loss of water molecule, 2-phosphoglycerate is converted into phosphophenol pyruvate. High energy phosphate group of phosphophenol pyruvate is transferred to the molecule of adenine by the action of enzyme pyruvate kinase in the presence of magnesium and potassium. This is turned to produce two molecules of pyruvic acid and a molecule of ATP by substrate level of phosphorylation. The pyruvic acid thus produced is the key product of glycolysis, and glycolysis is obtained over here. So this diagram is very important, this cycle is very important, as well as the name of the enzyme or short note can be asked from over this topic. Let us see what is fermentation. Various microorganisms, bacteria, animal and plant are known to catabolize pyruvic acid into various organic compounds depending upon the specific enzyme they possess. Some of these types are as follows. During alcoholic fermentation in fungi and some higher plants, the incomplete oxidation of glucose is achieved under anaerobic condition by the series of reactions in which pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide and ethanol. Pyruvic acid is first decarboxylated to acetaldehyde, formed in the presence of enzyme pyruvic acid decarboxylase. The acetaldehyde is further reduced to ethanol in the presence of enzyme. During lactic acid fermentation occurs in the muscles, organisms like some bacteria produce lactic acid as an end product from pyruvic acid. During the reduction, the pyruvic acid produced in the glycolysis is reduced by NADPH2 to form lactic acid. Carbon dioxide is not produced and NADPH2 is oxidized to NAD. Likewise, in case of animal cell, during exercise, when these is inadequate amount of oxygen from cellular respiration, pyruvic acid is reduced to lactic acid in the presence of enzyme lactase dehydrogenase. Thus, in the both the process, oxidation of reducing agent takes place. In the next video, we are going to start with anaerobic respiration. Thank you.